Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. I wanted to share with you guys our first trimester recap. Frank is at work, so I'm going to film this by myself, but I want to share with you guys my symptoms, what I've been craving, how my first trimester went, and just things that got me through the first trimester, things that made me comfortable and made me feel better, and just like little essentials that if you're pregnant you might find useful. So yeah, let's get started. So my first trimester was honestly not that bad. It was pretty smooth sailing. I was really lucky and didn't have many severe symptoms. My symptoms started 5 weeks when I found out I was pregnant. I was extremely tired. That was probably the main symptom I had the first couple of weeks was tiredness and exhaustion, to the point that I felt completely drained of energy. I was so tired that I would go to sleep literally. I'd be out like light by 9 p.m. and that's not like me. I go to sleep around 11, 12, sometimes 1 in the morning. That's just something that I've done all my life. So for me to be asleep around 9 p.m. was really weird, and it was just, for Frank it was weird. He's not used to that. He's used to me staying up later than he does. If it were up to him, he'd be in bed by 9, but that was something that he benefited from. So that was the main symptom I had the first couple of weeks, was just extreme tiredness. And along with that was being really thirsty, like so thirsty. I would like want to chug water. And not just like water, I want like ice cold water. And I stole Frank's like big, I guess like Yeti cup, and I would use that. I used that the first like month nonstop. I always had ice, like it was full of ice and full of water, and I'd have a straw to go with it. And that was just something that I needed. I felt like I was so thirsty. I felt like I was just completely dehydrated. So that was those first couple of weeks. It was just tiredness and really thirsty. And also with that came being emotional, which I've heard is completely normal, and I wasn't like crazy or anything. I was just like, I would cry a lot. I feel like those first weeks I cried a lot, and I think it was also because I was scared and nervous and anxious, and it's a life-changing event to find out that you're pregnant. And I think it's normal to react to it that way, to feel all those emotions, like things like that were not really normal. Like I'd cry and stuff like that. So that was fun. And other than that, like I said, I've had really smooth sailing first trimester. I didn't get sick. I did have waves of nausea, which would come at night, and they would only last about an hour. A couple of times I woke up, like the nausea would wake me up, and I'd feel like I was gonna be sick, but I never actually got sick. That only lasted a couple of weeks. Same thing. It wasn't anything to write home about. It wasn't anything to really complain about. It was just in the moment, I just wanted it over. So it would only last like 30 minutes to an hour. I don't think it ever lasted longer than that. But now that I mentioned the night, I actually also had insomnia the first couple of weeks. It went away after, I want to say like 8-9 weeks, and then came back. And it was just the weirdest thing. Like I'm a good sleeper. Like I will sleep through anything. And it wasn't necessarily like something was waking me up. It was just, it'd be the middle of the night, and randomly I'd just wake up in the middle of the night and I couldn't go back to sleep. And then sometimes, some of those days, I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep till 7 in the morning when Frank was going off to work. And I'd just be like, I couldn't go back to sleep. And then come noon, I'd be so tired. So just little things like that I never had issues with before. I mean, that's gone now, but same thing. Symptoms that just came and went, and now that I'm in my second trimester, it's smooth sailing still. The only thing that stands out to me that I've like struggled with the first trimester was acid reflux and heartburn, which I've never really had in the past, maybe twice before at most. And with being pregnant in the first trimester, I had about 3 or 4 really rough nights, and it would just be like pain right here, and it was pain. It wasn't like discomfort, that was pain. And I have never really known what acid reflux feels like or heartburn feels like, and I would ask Frank, like I would tell Frank, like I feel this pain here. He's like, take Tums, that's heartburn. And I was like, I don't think that's heartburn, like, because he gets heartburn all the time and he's never in pain. I was like, this, and I was looking it up, and it was just like acid reflux was the one thing that kept popping up, and there was another term to it and I forget what it is, but it was really bad. The last time it happened, which happened, I want to say 3 to 4 weeks ago. Yeah, that was the last time it happened. Was an all-day thing, and more so than my stomach, I felt like the pain was reflecting on my back, and it was like right behind my lungs, just like pain, like if I had been like beat, like if I had been like, I don't know, like hit or something on my back, and it was so bad. I woke up that morning and it was an all-day thing, and it started like at 10, and at that night it went away like at 11. I had to call the doctor after I spoke to my sister. She was like, call the doctor, he'll tell you what to do if he thinks it's necessary for you to go to the hospital, because I was crying at one point. It was so bad. I called my mom, she came over, she like massaged my back, she made me some hot tea, and that made me feel a lot better. Frank went out twice to get my Lanta once, and to get Zantac the second time. So the doctor said that all that was fine to take. He actually recommended that I take Zantac after I spoke to him, even though I had already had my Lanta a few hours before. And he suggested I take it. He said that to him it sounded just like indigestion, and that it didn't seem like anything to really worry about. The only thing that concerned him was the fact that it was so early on, because it was like at 11 or 12 weeks. And it was so early on that I had started getting that symptom, that he says that it's mostly common in women who are in their like late second trimester and early third and forward. So he said that if it was this early on and this severe, that if it continued, that he would suggest, recommend a gastro that he would send me to, and then the gastro would put me on some type of medication to prevent it from happening. So thank God it hasn't happened again. It was just that one night, and after my mom massaged my back and I guess just made me feel better, the pain went away. The next morning I woke up like nothing had happened, and it's never happened again. So that was the only thing that really stands out to me that was like really rough. That was really it. Aside from that, those were really my only symptoms, other than like I said, minor things like backaches and like stuff like that. But it's been really nice. I've had some, I guess you could say cravings. Yeah, definitely cravings, because they're not something that I would really reach for on a daily basis when I'm not pregnant. For example, the first couple of weeks, up until, the whole first trimester, this craving actually just went away. It was that I was craving breakfast, like not just like breakfast, like oh, a bagel, no, like scrambled eggs with cheese, hash browns, sausage, and pancakes. Every morning I needed to have some type of combination of that, and it was like a full-on breakfast. And I'm not a person who eats breakfast every day. That's not my favorite meal. That's not something I need every day. Frank is the opposite, which is why it's like this child could not be more like its father. There was a couple of times that I got up at 6 in the morning. I got up, made myself scrambled eggs, pancakes, sausage, and ate. We both ate. He went to work, and I passed out. Like, it was so weird, because that's not something I would ever do. Like, ever would I ever wake up at 6 in the morning. First of all, I'm not a morning person. Second of all, I don't eat breakfast. So I would never wake up at 6 in the morning to make breakfast and then go back to sleep. So that was really weird. That was something that was very consistent through my first pregnancy. I couldn't go a day without breakfast. The other thing is hard candy and like fruity candy, like Jolly Ranchers, Starburst, Sour Straws, lollipops. I have been wanting all of that. Ever since the first week that I found out, I've been craving candy. And now I have candy all over the house. Here on my coffee table, I have like Valentine's Day lollipops. In the pantry, I have Jolly Ranchers, Sour Patch, I have Nerds. So it's just like I have to have candy. I'm trying to watch it so like I don't overdo it, which I don't think I have been. But I'm not one to eat candy much. Like Frank has a really big sweet tooth, but I'm not one to like go out of my way and like buy candy. And I feel like the past couple of weeks have been like, we had to stop and like get candy. So that was something different. It's just funny how your body craves things and it's like, you don't know why, but it just craves it. So other than that, the last few weeks also I've been craving chicken, like chicken tenders, chicken fingers, chicken, like rotisserie chicken and stuff like that. I haven't really wanted meat. I've actually like had meat, but then I don't really eat the meat. I just leave it on the plate. So it's not something that I've been like craving. Like if I ever get fast food, I usually do get burgers, but it's like I've been on a chicken finger kick. And now that I say that, that's actually Frank. That's like describing Frank. Frank's like a chicken tender lover. So that's something I've been craving. What other cravings have I had? Oh, this one tortures me. I have been craving sushi so bad, and it's like you can't have raw fish while you're pregnant. I mean, you can, but it's the risk of consuming like contaminated raw fish that could possibly get you sick. So I've been steering clear from sushi, and I love sushi so much, and just thinking about it makes my like mouth water, and I've been craving it so much, and it's like torture. And I've had like California rolls, but that doesn't like do it for me. Like that, I need to have like raw fish. So yeah, that was the one craving that's like been killing me. I cannot believe I have to go another 5.5 months without sushi. Like I think that's so crazy. So that's been hard, but it's only for this time being. Alright, so now that I shared my symptoms and my cravings and like how my first trimester went, now I wanted to share with you guys my essentials and things that have really gotten me through or helped me in one way or the other. And just in case anybody else who's out there that is pregnant and is looking for either prenatals or something to make you feel comfortable or stuff like that that I found useful. So the first thing I knew I wanted like instantly when I found out I was pregnant, because I am really big into like writing things down and like using an agenda and just like stuff like that for memory's sake and to look back on, was a pregnancy journal. And I found this one at Michael's. Was it Michael's? Yeah, Michael's. It was just so pretty. It's like rose gold and it's the perfect size to where, obviously I don't carry this around every day, like it's too heavy. But it's split up into your first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, and then the big arrival, and then just notes, which is awesome because you have a huge section for notes. And then in the back it has all these really like sweet stickers, so you could like, I guess, mark down like special events. Just like really sweet things like maternity photos, pack hospital bag, and like little onesies. And then like the week countdowns, like all that. So that's been really fun to use and just like keep track of all my stuff, like all the pregnancy stuff on one place. So the second thing I knew I really wanted was a guide, something I could read that would either So this has been really helpful. I have read through the first and second trimester, and it has helped me a lot, like more so understand how pregnancy works. And it's just really helpful. The way it's broken down is really easy to read and really easy to understand. It's written by Dr. Michelle Hakaka and pediatrician Ari Brown. So you get two perspectives, the OB perspective and then the pediatrician. So it's not just coaching you or leading you through like pregnancy and then delivery, but also after and what happens like with the baby. And I think there's also a child edition, so like once you have a baby and the infant and toddler stages and all that. So after I decided what book I wanted to get and just like what guide I wanted to read and all that stuff and just like that fun stuff, I knew I needed to get prenatals because I needed to start taking them. And although I should have already been taking them because technically we were trying, and they do recommend that you start taking prenatals before you conceive, which is I guess the best scenario. I wasn't just yet. So as soon as we found out, Frank did his research, I did my research, and we decided to go get prenatals. And we decided on the Rainbow Light Prenatal one. We got this at Target, I think like 3 days after I found out I was pregnant. And I'm not sure how much it was, but I'll leave it linked down below if you're interested. Personally, I've changed from these since I got them. I took them up until our first doctor's appointment. He sent me home with a ton of samples, and I'll show you why I changed. I stopped taking them. First of all, I couldn't handle them, like the smell of it. I'm holding my breath right now because the smell of this is horrid. And the size of it is even worse. So it's huge. It's a huge pill, and I just couldn't take it. Like I had to cut it in half sometimes, and it just made it like worse. I would take it. I would technically take 2. So it was just like I couldn't take it. It was so gross. And not only that, but I have a feeling that that was what made me nauseous those first couple of like weeks after I found out. I feel like that pill contributed to the fact that I would get like those waves of nausea. So I switched once the doctor sent me home with samples, like prenatal samples, and he sent me like 4 or 5 brands, and I got to try different ones. And I told him that I was having a really hard time with like the really big horse pills, and so he was like, well, I have a couple of mini ones, try them out, see which one you like best. So after trying like 3 different brands of the ones he sent me, like 3 different samples of the ones he sent me, I decided on one of them, and it was, personally in my opinion, the easiest one to take. It didn't smell, it didn't taste bad, and it just didn't give me any symptoms. So I settled for the Pre-Made Mini, and they have to order them, like send them to the pharmacy or whatever. So let me show you the comparison of that pill to this one. So this is the mini, and this is a horse pill. So it is so much easier to take. I don't mind taking it. Not only that, but I have to take 2 pills because I am anemic, so I am taking iron supplement. I have to take it every single day. I was anemic before I got pregnant. I have been anemic for 1.5 years now, I think. And this is the one I like the most. And it's just easy to take. It's easy to swallow. It doesn't taste weird. It's almost like, not sugar coated, but like how Advil is, where it's got like a coat, so you don't taste like when you put it on, you don't taste it when you put it on your tongue. So it doesn't have like a funny aftertaste or anything like that. So I honestly suggest it. I will warn you because I didn't know how expensive this was. This was $272. So my insurance, thank God, covered it. Personally, if I had to pay out of pocket, I would never pay $272 for this, ever. They're vitamins. So this is like, I think the most was like 30 bucks. So if I had to pay $271, I'd still be taking these. So those are the vitamins I'm taking, plus the iron supplement. Also, what I've been using a lot, especially with my back aches and like now like sciatic like aches and stuff, I've been using a heating pad, and it is awesome. My mom got me this for, I think it was my birthday or Christmas, I don't know. But she got me this, and you just put it in the microwave, and after it comes out, like you put it in there for a minute or I don't know, 50 seconds, and then you put it on your back and you just lay on it. And the doctor said that was totally safe to do. So especially when like I was having those tummy aches and the back pain, I use that a lot. And it's just been awesome. Oh, and I also have, my sister got me these. Here's one. I can't reach the other one. They're like the same thing but for your feet, and they're more so like spot treatments. But I don't know, like when it came to my first trimester, even now, like I do anything that makes me feel my best and feel comfortable and feel relaxed. I think pregnancy and being pregnant is a very beautiful thing, but it's also a very emotional and sentimental and hormonal time. So I think when you're just not feeling your best, whether it be emotionally, like you're anxious or whatever it may be, I think it's awesome to make yourself do anything that makes you feel great. So like just relaxing and using some heating pads and putting these on your feet and just like laying back and enjoying like the evening is really nice and really relaxing, and it helps a lot. So these two have been a must-have for me. Frank also got me for my birthday. He is so awesome. He got me a pregnancy pillow. He thought it would be a really nice gift, and I appreciate it 100%. It was such a nice, thoughtful gift. It's just awesome. It's cozy and it's the best thing ever. But it's huge. So it does take up space in the bed, and it's like become like a barrier. But it's so comfy and it's so worth it. On the same topic as the heating pillow, the heating pad and the slippers, I also recommend a diffuser. I'm really into diffusers. I really like essential oils and all that stuff, and I've been using them for a while. And right when I got pregnant, maybe a couple weeks into it, my old one broke, so I went out and bought one. And I even recommend this if you're not pregnant. If you just have if you get stressed at night, or if you have trouble going to sleep at night, like that's when your mind's the busiest, like I am, like when you're having trouble winding down, I think a diffuser helps a lot, just because it's relaxing and it's like aromatherapy, and it's just, from what I've read, it's really beneficial, and like it can help you with headaches if you have headaches, or like sinus issues, like that could help you too. So just a whole bunch of different stuff, and I really enjoy using it. Right now I have eucalyptus, which is like my #1 essential oil, and lavender. And like I said, I turn that on right before we go to bed, and it just, I don't know, it's a nice way to wind down, and it's like has a little light, so it lights up the corner in the room, and it's just like makes everything a little bit more relaxing, and it calms me down. It's just nice. So I highly recommend that even if you're not pregnant. I'll leave it down below, the one I have, just in case you're interested in getting it. Also, something that I've been really into, Frank and I have been, is watching videos of our pregnancy and like its milestones or the phases we're in. So when I found out I was pregnant, I downloaded the What to Expect app, and we get to watch videos like the night before I turn, which is on Mondays. I turn the next week. We watch the video of that upcoming week. So nice, because then your partner really gets involved. He's almost like on the same page as you, and it's nice to share that, like him take a look into what's going on in your body, and sometimes even us, like I don't know what's going on in there. I don't feel anything, I don't see anything, so it's like it's nice to take a look and like a peek into what's going on in there and see the baby's progress and what it's doing that week, what size it is. It's just really nice and really informative. Okay, and the last and certainly not least essential I have is the most important in my opinion, and that is your partner. Frank has been a godsend. He has been an angel. He's been so sweet. The first couple of weeks were like tough because I was so tired, and he cooked some of those nights. He cleaned up after dinner, and he would heat up the heating pad for me, and he wouldn't let me like move a finger around the house. I don't take the trash out anymore. He like takes it out for me. He won't, just like he was, we both were so over the moon, but he was like so protective of like making sure that I wasn't like pushing myself too hard doing anything. So that's been really, really nice to have. I know not everybody has partners, and you definitely, I guess, don't need a partner to do this. There's many women that do this on their own, but I honestly think that it's the biggest blessing to have an amazing partner, and I'm so grateful and so lucky. It's experiencing a whole bunch of different emotions but together. So that's been really nice, and just seeing how he treats me like during pregnancy and how he talks about the baby is just, it's really sweet, and it's like it makes you love your partner in a whole different way. So that's been definitely my top recommendation and essential in getting through my first trimester. So yeah, also I wanted to share quickly right before I sign off that I have gained 4 pounds, and I was weighed today this morning. I am 16 weeks, and I'll show you guys the belly right now. So I think you can see it. I mean, I still just look chunky, but there's the belly. Today is 16 weeks and 3 days. Here's it from the front, and then from this side. Definitely showing. So that is all for today. Thank you guys for watching. I really enjoyed sharing with you guys my first trimester and like a quick little, well, not so quick, pregnancy update. I'm really thinking about doing this every couple of weeks. I don't know if you guys would like watching that. I mean, I think that would be interesting. Those are the videos I watch all the time, especially now that I'm pregnant. So I don't know, I'm thinking about doing that. Let me know down below if that would be something you guys are interested in watching, and any recommendations you guys have now going into my second trimester. Anything that you guys found helpful that you wish you would have either bought sooner or gotten more use out of, or whatever may have helped you during your pregnancy, definitely leave it down below and I'll read through that and definitely take it into consideration. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.